Hi, welcome to this next series of videos in the Worship Catalyst lead electric guitar training. Now we're actually going to get into some lead guitar playing techniques. If you watched some of our earlier videos about picks and strings and pedal setup, now you're ready to start getting into playing. So the thing that we're going to talk about today are three lead techniques that I tend to use a lot, which are droning, bending, both half step and whole step, and then unison bends. So first up is droning. What droning is when you combine a lead line together with another string either above or below it that's in that key to kind of thicken up the sound a little bit. So let me show you what that sounds like. So let's say you're just playing a normal one string guitar lead, 3-4 notes up and down the neck. If you're going to drone it, what you can do is you can add the high E below it by just ringing it open. Or another way to do it, let's see if I can do this right without messing up, is that you can actually add the G string on top of it as well. Or you can actually have both ring out together with the string that you're playing. And then if you add a little bit of delay to that, then you can really thicken up that sound. Sure sounds a lot better than just. So I really like droning a lot. It's probably one of my favorite ways to do a lead. The more common type of lead is also a bend. And there's two different kinds of, there's a half step bend and then there's a whole step bend, and then if you have really thin strings you may be able to go 1.5. And what that is that instead of actually just playing two notes side by side like this, like this, what you do is you bend up to it. So let me show you what a half step bend is. So this is your original starting note, and this is where you want to end up, which is a half step higher. If you're doing a whole step bend, then what you're trying to do is get that final note when you're done up a whole step, which would be here. So the difference would be. And of course, the more you bend towards the middle of the neck, the easier it is to do. The next thing is that hybrid that I talked about, which is kind of a combination of droning and bending. What you're doing is you're actually playing two strings together at the same time and then bending the top string up a whole note to actually match the note that's underneath it. So for example, like we showed, this is a whole step bend from here to here. That note is actually the same note as this one down here on the string below it. So this one takes a lot of finger strength. You got to work up towards it, but if you can do it, it's really cool. So let me show you how that works. And then what you can actually do is combine a lick up the neck, 3-4 steps, and then you really look like you know what you're doing. So try those out. Definitely practice with each one. Every song is unique. Every song has its own way of being able to fit those in. Droning, for example, tends to work pretty well when you're doing an intro or an outro, when you're trying to do like a main lick that people can recognize and know what the song is. Probably not best to do in a solo. A solo, tends to be more of individual notes where you're clean and articulate through that. But if you're trying to do, just a melody line that fits the song, that's recognizable, like a riff, a drone is good for that. But a half step bend, a whole step bend, those are the techniques that you would use for a solo. And then especially a unison bend, right at the end when everyone's going out, going crazy, then you can go ahead and hit the unison bends. Those are really a lot of fun. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. We've got 2 more coming up to talk about a couple of other lead techniques that I use. If you have any questions, there's a website at the bottom of this video. Check it out. Thanks.